All right, let's talk about the Lydian mode. There's lots of talk about modes, but usually they're taught completely out of context, and they're from what I've noticed on the web, it's there's a lot of confusion. And so that's why I'm just taking one mode at a time and trying to get it on the fretboard. And today, what we're going to talk about, the mode we're going to talk about is Lydian. All right. So, Lydian is a major scale, it's a major mode. What makes it a major mode is that it has a major third, just like the major scale, which we will call the Ionian mode. So our regular old C major scale, tone tone semitone tone 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 semitone scale, is an Ionian mode. All right. So the question is, how do we alter a C major scale to become a Lydian mode, a C Lydian mode? And it's as simple as this. You raise the fourth degree of the scale, all right, which will give you an augmented fourth. Right. Okay, nice sound. It's a lovely sound. Um, and it's incredibly useful. Uh, there is only that one note that's different between the major scale and the Lydian mode, and so in the interest of making it useful to you, I want to suggest that you start with each of your C major scales all across the fretboard, and with each one, you're going to raise the fourth degree. And then you're going to listen to that scale with that raised fourth degree. Yeah, which is a lovely quality. And so now you don't have that fourth degree of the scale any longer, right? That goes away and is replaced by, and it's like a new leading tone, right? Leading tone being like the seventh degree of a scale. There's the leading tone, and leading tone always wants to go, right? Leading tone, you want to hear, right? And the Lydian mode it gives us a leading tone to the fifth degree of the scale. Right, making it very man, I don't know, less obvious, little more ambiguous. It really defines the root of the scale and the fifth of the scale, because now they each have their own leading tone. Okay, so let's go through that. We're going to go through it slowly, and so if we take our C major scale, now we no longer have this four. We have to have the F sharp, that raised four, right? Raised four in the second octave, right? Raised 4 way down on the bottom, tonal center. Now, whenever you're practicing any scale like this, focus on the tonal center. You've got to focus on the tonal center, or else you're going to there's going to be no mode, right? The whole idea with modes is the shifting of tonal centers, and so in this case, we've got to nail this C as our tonal center, and we've got to hear and develop a relationship with that augmented 4 against this tonal center. Okay, good. Now the same thing is going to take place with the next position of the scale. Raised 4, raised 4. Tonal, right? Okay, good. And the same thing here, C major, C starting on my C tonal center, root note, 1, 2, 3. Oops, I need a raised. I'll go over there to raise it, right? You get the idea? Rather than do that. And in the second octave. That's a pretty funky chord, like that Lydian flat 5 major. There's that or augmented 4, call it flat 5. And then the same thing in the next position with my raised 4. The funny thing about modes is we're actually culturally programmed to hear certain scales. This is totally familiar to us to hear do, re, mi. Everybody knows what that sounds like, right? I mean, all of our melodies are in that major scale. But when it comes to Lydian, that's different. If you can sing a Lydian, right? If you can internalize that sound, you see, then you're really starting to get a grip on what the scale sounds like, right? So again, it's a major scale. It's got that major 3, making it a major sound. But we've got that augmented 4 leading toward giving us another leading tone towards the 5th of the scale, and so that again. And then the same holds true for working our way up the fretboard. C. Lydian up there, and then I would just be repeating what I did down here. So the challenge is there it is. You've just learned a Lydian scale. all you're going to do is take your C major scales and you're going to raise the 4th degree of each of your C major positions up and down the fretboard. You know, you should know them all. You ought to know them all, or else you're going to have holes in your fretboard. You know, you'll want to improvise, and all of a sudden it's like, where am I? I know that feeling. I still remember that. And so, you know, you end up in situations where you go, you know, and then you go back to your box that you're happy with, right? But no, that's not what we do. What we're doing here. So take your 5 basic major scale positions based on the C, A, G, E, and D, and now from the same root, the root of C in this case, which is what we're using. We can use any root, but C is you can extrapolate it to other keys, of course. And then raise the 4th degree on those major scales. You're still going to have a major scale, except it's still a major sound, except you've got that augmented 4 leading up to the 5, and now you've got 2 leading tones, a leading tone to the 5 and a leading tone to the 1, right? And as opposed to a leading tone to the 4 that you have in a major scale. Big deal. It'll make a big difference. The scale sound, I'll let you decide what the scale sound is like. You know, you can describe it in whatever way you like, but it's less obvious. I would use that word maybe. So work that all up and down the fretboard, and if you checked out another video that I've done, it's the parallel Aeolian mode with the Ionian mode, and that's a good one to do as well. This is parallel Lydian scale with the parallel Ionian mode, just using that one alteration of the raising the 4th, augmenting the 4th. Okay, there you go. I hope you feel smarter and know and have a little bit of a better idea of what a Lydian mode is, and maybe check out tunes that use Lydian. Look some up. So if this was a help to you, like it, and maybe even subscribe. That would be even better. And if you have any questions, if you're now totally confused, ask the questions. I will answer them. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll see you real soon.